Nikki, what time will you be home tonight?
It shouldn't be too late. Why?
I've made a lot of your favorite dishes, so hurry home.
That's why you're texting me? That's strange. Did something happen?
Nothing special. I'm just in a good mood, so I made a lot of your favorite food.
Really? Well, then why are you in such a good mood? Did something good happen?
Well, if you put it like that, there was something that happened today that made me happy.
What? But I'm working right now, so I'll hear all about it later, okay?
I see. If you want, I can tell you about it now.
You just want to tell me about it now, right? If there's something you want to say it already.
Don't talk like that to your mother. But I can't get angry today. I'm in a great mood.
Oh, okay. And what put you in such a great mood?
Today is a celebration. Sarah left our house.
My wife, Sarah? What are you talking about? What do you mean Sarah left our house? Where's Sarah?
I have no idea, and I couldn't care less. That woman is not a family member. She doesn't belong in this house.
I don't understand what you were saying. She doesn't belong in this house. Oh, did you kick Sarah out?
Kick her out? That sounds so mean. That woman left the house on her own accord. I don't know a single thing.
I don't believe that. I'm trying to get a hold of Sarah, but she's not picking up. I hope she's okay. Did you do something to Sarah?
Sarah's phone is right here next to me. I don't think you can get in touch with her.
What? I can't understand what's going on. Can you shed some light? Sarah's phone is at home, but Sarah isn't?
That's right. She isn't very intelligent to leave her phone at home when she goes out.
I still don't understand. Can you give me more details?
That woman, she's the bad one.
Come again.
That woman, she used to torment me. Plus, she thinks she's better than me and her ego. Oh, yikes. She's an awful woman. She keeps telling you sweet lies. I was at the end of my rope, dear.
I hate to interrupt, but as a rational person observing you and Sarah, to me, the tormentor and the person making egotistical remarks was you, Mom.
What are you talking about? How can you say something like that?
If you didn't like what Sarah made for dinner, you would toss it into the garbage bin. You would complain about how she dusted around the house. If Sarah left because of these things, it'll be all your fault, Mom.
What?
Honestly, I don't know what happens between you and Sarah when I'm not around. But I've always suspected you were giving her a hard time, Mom.
I've never done anything to her, Nikki. That woman, she's the bad one.
Moving along, what did you do to her, Mom?
Not a single thing.
I can't imagine Sarah leaving the house without her phone. What awful thing did you do to her?
Not a single thing. I just used my brains a little.
More riddles.
I changed the locks, my dear.
The locks? Oh, what are you talking about?
Don't worry. When you get home, Nikki, just let me know it's you via the intercom, and I'll unlock the door for you. Plus, I've already made a new set of the keys for you, Nikki.
Are you seriously telling me you had the locks on my door changed while Sarah was out?
You got it, my smart little boy. I know what time Sarah leaves the house to run her errands, so I arranged for my friend to come over and change the locks.
You're unbelievable. You did that to force Sarah out of the house? And you took away her phone?
She happened to be charging her phone. I didn't intend for her to leave it here.
That's it. Mom, leave my house.
What? What a strange joke.
It's not a joke. Get out. Leave the key under a plant or something, but leave.
How can you say something so awful to your own mother?
You forced my wife out of our home and changed the locks so she can't come home? That crosses a line.
It was the only way to exterminate that woman. It can't be helped.
Exterminate Sarah? Do you remember you invited yourself to come and stay at my house?
How dare you speak like that?
In any event, you are leaving.
A child must respect, honor, and take care of their parents. Who do you think I am?
Even if you are my mother, I will not forgive you for hurting my wife.
You're choosing that woman over me? Who raised you? Who took care of you when you were a little boy?
I'm grateful you raised me, but after Dad divorced you last year, you suddenly appeared at our house and started living here. Even then, Sarah wasn't entirely comfortable. But being a good person, Sarah tried her best. But you had to push her with your selfish demands and hateful comments. You wouldn't stop even when I asked you to. And then you would secretly torment her whenever I wasn't around.
I didn't do anything like that.
Sarah was really troubled by your actions. She tried really hard to get along with you, but you were cruel and ignored all her well-meaning efforts.
Shut your mouth, Nikki. Don't forget who gave birth to you, gave you life. You have a bond, an alliance to me. If you stay married to that woman, trust me, our bond, it'll be gone.
That's enough. Can't you stop thinking about yourself for 1 minute?
Thinking about myself?
How many times do you have to say I'm your son, I must do what you want? Well, listen, the house that you are currently living in, that house is Sarah and my house. What gave you the idea it was your house?
Nikki, you are my son.
So what? My money automatically belongs to you? Of course not. I can't believe you changed the locks on my house. Who gave you permission to do so? You know, I can sue you.
Sue me. Don't make it a big deal. We are family, Nikki, my son.
Family? Well, Sarah's an important member of my family. You know she's pregnant. How can you do such an awful thing to her while she's carrying my child?
Well, because after she has her child, you may want to kick me out or something. That's why I thought it was better to separate you two. That woman.
Stop it already. I can't understand what you were texting. I can't help but think you're insane. In any case, the person who's leaving is not Sarah, but you.
How can you? How can you speak to your mother like this?
I won't think of you as my mother anymore.
What?
I'm saying I want to cut off all ties to you. Get out of my house now.
Why are you saying this?
I got a message from Sarah's father.
Sarah's father?
She left her phone charging at home and went to run errands, but when she got back, the locks were changed and you wouldn't let her back in the house. She had no choice but to go to her parents' home. Sarah's father said, if this type of nonsense continues, Sarah should stay at his home and not mine. I'm sad to say, I agree with him.
Then have Sarah stay with her parents. Problem solved.
So I told her father clearly that my mother would be leaving the house, so Sarah will be safe.
What? Whatever do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I will have you leave the house immediately. I'm on my way to pick up Sarah at her parents' house. So gather your things and leave before we get home.
I don't know how you could say something like this. To kick your very own mother out of your house. I don't think you have it in you to actually go through with it.
I can and will do it. This is my house. If you plan to stay there any longer, I'll have no choice but to call the police. Wouldn't it be better for you to leave on your own?
The police? Why do you want to make this such a big deal? It's just a trivial misunderstanding within the family. I'm sure it can be resolved quickly. I have all your favorite food prepared. So come home.
Be quiet, and please leave.
Are you being serious? You would really kick your mother out?
I don't want to live with a mother who would kick out my pregnant wife. I want to cut off all relations. I mean, I will cut off all relations.
I'm so disappointed in you, Nikki. I can't believe you are my son.
Please don't think of me as your son anymore. From today, we are no longer family.
I don't know how you can say something like this. Don't you feel sorry for your poor mother?
See, that's what I mean about your texts being self-serving. Don't you feel sorry for Sarah? I understand why Dad had to divorce you.
I thought you would always be on my side, Nikki. You're my son, Nikki. You have a bond, an alliance to me.
Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Say whatever you want to. I called Gertrude. She said she's on her way to pick you up.
Gertrude? Like my daughter Gertrude? Why'd you call her?
She's the only one you'll listen to.
I can't believe you told Gertrude. She's going to scold me.
Maybe you need to be scolded so you could feel some remorse. Maybe it was my fault that I was too easy and soft on you, but I can't take care of you anymore. I feel bad for Gertrude, but she'll be able to handle you, I'm sure.
If Gertrude gets a hold of me, she'll put me in a home for the elderly.
I highly doubt that. I know you and Gertrude never got along, but you really should be grateful she hasn't abandoned you.
Gertrude just drove up. I know. I won't open the door.
Can you please not cause a scene in my house? And leave quickly and quietly with her. In any event, you and I, we aren't family anymore. Got it?
Don't say that. I have always treasured you, Nikki. More than anyone else in the world.
That's nice to hear, but if that's true, you would have treasured the people who are important in my life, like my wife, Sarah. It's a shame, but this is goodbye.
Give me another chance, Nikki. I promise I'll be nice to Sarah. I won't complain about anything.
So you were aware that you weren't nice to Sarah, and you complained a lot. But it's too late. I want to treasure my family. My family excluding you. Well, then, goodbye. Just leave, and never contact me again.
Gertrude ended up forcing the door open and dragged her mother, Livia, out of the house. Gertrude was living with her father, Livia's ex-husband. So Livia was scolded by both. Gertrude made arrangements for Livia to live in her own apartment, and even found her a job. Even after all that Gertrude did for her, Livia couldn't stop complaining. None of the family wanted to be around her, and one by one, everyone cut her out of their lives. As a result, Livia lives in her small apartment, with no one to talk to, go out with, even share a cup of coffee with, as she grows older, all alone. Nikki and Sarah had a beautiful baby boy. The three of them are living happily together as a family.
Hey, Tony! What do you think you're doing with that career choice? Huh? The teacher at the high school called me to tell me that my parents didn't show up for the parent-teacher conference, so I should at least call them. You can't just send in a request to go to a vocational school. What the hell are you thinking? Is that a bad idea? Of course! Don't worry about the tuition. I saved up some money from my part-time job while I was in high school, and I'm planning to use it to go there on a scholarship. I want to go to a writing school. What's so extravagant about that? You're going to work right after high school. What? Why? I'm going to leave home. I'm not going to bother you. It's your choice to leave home. You're going to have to pay me back all the expenses I've incurred so far in raising you, aren't you?
Expenses?
We want to devote all of our energy to our oldest son, Steve. Not only in terms of feelings, but also in terms of money. And then, unexpectedly, you were born.
What? Are you saying that I'm the child that wasn't supposed to be born?
That's right. I let you go to high school because of public opinion. Steve's going to graduate school and it's going to cost a lot more money. So I need you to go into the world and work quickly.
You want me to earn money for my brother's tuition?
That's what I mean. You're not as good as Steve. Your value is nothing more than making money, so going to school is a luxury. I don't have a dime to spend on a failure.
Oh no.
Okay, tell your teacher that you'll cancel your application for higher education and get a job. Oh, and I'll confiscate the money you've saved up from your part-time job.
What?
Steve and I were just thinking of taking a trip together. We'll use it to pay for part of the trip. The rest will go to his allowance.
No way.
What?
I've saved up as a war fund for when I graduated and go out on my own. Who's going to give it to you?
Well, what a boy you are! I can't allow you to disobey me. Do as I say.
I absolutely hate it. Emma, I'm sorry now.
Yes, how can I help you?
I'm on my way home from my part-time job. Can I go to Emma's house now?
Huh? From now on?
I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I don't mind going to the door. I have something I need you to take care of right now.
I don't mind, but what is it?
I want you to keep my bank book and personal seal until I graduate.
Tony's bank book and seal? Are you talking about the military fund after graduation that you told me about before?
Yes. I was careless about this. When I told my mother that I had saved money from my part-time job to leave home after graduation, she said she would confiscate it. She said she was recruiting.
Well,
I usually carry my bank book and personal seal around with me, but if I bring them back home with me, they'll definitely be confiscated. I'm gonna confiscate it.
could it be that you were using it for your brother or something like that?
That's right. Of course, there's no way that my brother, who's so nice to me, would agree to such a thing. That would end up in my mother's pocket. So I have to protect him at all costs. I'm sorry to trouble you, but could you keep my bank book and personal seal?
I don't mind, but are you sure you want me to do it?
Why?
Even though we are personally close, I am basically a stranger to you. I can't entrust my bank book and personal seal to someone like that. Are you sure you're okay with me?
Yeah, I'm sure, because Emma is the one I trust the most right now.
Huh?
I'm sorry to trouble you, but I need your help.
Tony, I really don't know who you are anymore.
No?
No, there's no way I'd refuse you if you trusted me that much. I will protect Tony's bank book and seal with my own body.
Thank you.
Tony! You! Where's the money you saved from your part-time job? I looked for it in the bank book, but I couldn't find it.
I knew it. You searched all over my room while I was away at high school.
Last night, you didn't want to give it to me honestly. Now, where did you hide it? I'll forgive you now if you're honest with me.
It's gone.
Huh?
I'd rather spend it all myself than having it confiscated.
Huh?
So, it's gone.
What a child are you? I can't believe you grew up to be so mean-spirited. What a shadow little boy you've become. What you're doing is nothing more than trash. You're no better than trash and I don't want you. Don't even think about waiting for graduation. Get out of this house immediately. You don't have to come back. Then I'll take it. What? If you don't need Tony there, I'll be happy to take him. Huh? Who is it? Excuse me for calling from Tony's smartphone. My name is Emma. I'm Tony's girlfriend. Huh? That failure is your girlfriend? Hey! You, be careful with your delusions. Just because I can't see your face on text, you pull out the girlfriend in your fantasy. You're an embarrassing boy. You think I'm an impersonator? A delusional impersonator. I see. You can choose not to believe me all you want, but Tony is a very talented man. My father also recognizes his ability and would like to welcome him as a founding member of the new company we're launching in a few years. Oh dear, your delusion has reached a crazy level, hasn't it? If you decide you don't need him, then you agree to let me have Tony? Yes, suit yourself. I'm going to end the text now because I'm laughing so hard my stomach is in knots. Tony, it's been a long time. It's your mother.
Huh? What do you want?
Don't be so curt with me. It's been 7 years. I thought you might be a little more emotional.
There's no such thing.
I don't think so. Oh no. Okay, so much for the jokes, and I saw you on TV. You scared me already. I heard you're the vice president of a video game company now. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, you can come home now.
Huh?
When can you come back?
No, I'm not coming back.
Oh, why not?
You forgot what happened 7 years ago? You tried to confiscate the money I worked so hard to save. You called me trash and kicked me out of the house before I graduated high school.
Oh, that's... they say, let a boy travel. It was my way of being a parent. The truth is, it was hard to be so hard on my sweet, sweet child. But you've grown up to be a great man and you've done your duty to your parents.
It's you I want to be filial to, though.
Huh?
After you kicked me out of the house. After he returned from his long overseas assignment, he must have asked a lot of questions about my leaving home. Mom kept making excuses and finally decided to keep quiet, but my brother revealed everything to her. As a result, my dad divorced her and my brother cut her off.
How did you know all that?
How did you know? He's working with me now.
What?
He's a scenario writer for a video game with me.
Well, so Steve's the boss then?
Nope, he's my subordinate in terms of position.
What? I can't believe my brother uses my brother as a jaw-dropper.
I didn't treat him that badly, and my relationship with my brother is good as ever.
Huh? Good?
Mom probably didn't realize it, but my brother loves me.
Huh?
And Mom was expecting you to be my brother, graduate school, get a job, a big company, and have my brother support her in her comfortable retirement. All of this is an imposition and illusion of your mother.
Pushed fantasy?
My brother wanted to make a living writing just like me. We used to show each other our novels and discuss them.
I beg your pardon?
That's why my brother gave up on my mom when she kicked me out along with my dad. Well, speaking of me, Emma and her dad, who I've been dating since then, picked me up, and luckily I didn't end up on the street.
Emma? Huh? From the time of the impersonation? I thought she was your fantasy girlfriend.
She's a real woman. She's a daughter of the president of a big toy company.
The boss's daughter?
Emma said she'd take me and make me a member of a new company she's launching in a few years. That's what the game company is now. Emma gave me an environment where I could study scenario writing, and at the same time she laid the groundwork for the new company. I really owe her a debt of gratitude. Emma is now the president of our game company and she's my wife.
President? Wife?
And my brother is also married. Both of them have kids.
What?
One more thing. My dad, who recently retired, lives with my brother and his family.
I haven't heard.
Oh, I wasn't going to tell you if you hadn't contacted me like this.
Huh?
How do you feel now?
Well...
The second son you abandoned as a failure, a child you didn't want. The eldest son that you loved so much but left you, and the second son that you left behind, and the third son that you left behind. They are now fathers with families of their own. Dad's on our side too.
Oh no.
If you could just see that it's all your own fault, caused by your mother's selfishness, then all would be well. But for me, now, my brother and my dad, I'm not kidding about living with you. So, this is really goodbye. Actually, I had left it unblocked until now, assuming that I would eventually receive a contact like this one. My wife Emma told me that the best way to fight back against someone who wants to pay me back is to be happy. I have been working very hard for the past 7 years. I felt like I was finally able to show that to my ex-mother. I cried as hard as I could, saying thank you to Emma for being next to me during the whole time. My mother after that. Apparently she had decided that I should be able to support her in her old age and had been spending money that was not fit for her. Now she is busy paying off her credit card bills and living on the edge of working 2 jobs at once. Naturally, I have no intention of helping her, so I hope she can live on her own without our knowledge.